Christina, thanks very much for joining us. There's been a huge focus, Christina, on ESG, and not just the carbon neutral side of it, but also the social side of it. From an investment point of view, I suppose, how do you see that? What are the key aspects that you're looking at?
So what we're looking at, of course, the E is the most obvious. You can measure it. You have certificates. You can even put action plans in place to reduce carbon emissions and to make the building more energy efficient. And this goes for all sectors. When it comes to the S in ESG, it's getting a bit more tricky. But also here we focus a lot, let's say, on urban micro locations where you have a mix of population, where you have a mix of types of use, where you have very good accessibility, especially also with public transport. So to bring population groups together. When it goes to resi, to include an affordable housing component to it, and to analyze all the governance programs that there are. But frankly speaking, the E is easier to comply with and to come up with sustainable programs.
In terms of that sort of transition from brown to green, is that something that you see as an opportunity? What's your sense of that, Christina?
Well, it definitely is. And I think we as well, AEW, we are a very active manager, always with the mentality to roll up our sleeves and work with the assets. So this is then a perfect attitude, I would say, to also work with assets that from an ESG point of view are not, do not tick all the boxes yet. But of course, we have to carefully analyze in new acquisitions if there is the business plan angle to really bring an asset from not ticking all the boxes into a green asset, and what is the cost that is attached to it, and how can you negotiate a pricing there. And there will certainly be transaction opportunities which we walk away from. But then in our own portfolio, of course, we will also, and we're in the middle of doing this, put together action plans for every single asset to accompany it on this transition pathway to greener and more efficient buildings. And we have done quite some promising projects in several portfolios for our clients that show what is possible, and that's quite a promising journey that we're on.
Yeah, I think that sustainability area is going to be really interesting to watch going forward, and particularly the transformation of some of those brown assets into green ones. Thanks very much for joining us, Christina.
Sure, it was a pleasure.